He will remain free from ICE custody, only because a judge had to make sure of it, because these people weren't going to follow things. After months of detainment, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is free from federal custody. Listen to his statement.
Y ahora estoy aquí de pie frente a ustedes y la lucha seguirá. Yo seguiré de pie, no le bajaré la cabeza a nadie. Siempre estaré de pie sobre todas las injusticias que ha hecho este gobierno.
I stand here today with my head held up high, and I will continue to fight and stand firm against all of the injustices this government has done upon me.
Hell of a statement, and hell of bravery, too, given everything he's been through. Federal judge blocked the government from re-detaining Kilmar Abrego Garcia at a scheduled Immigration and Customs Enforcement check-in on Friday morning. Judge had to do this because the king and his minions were going to probably swoop him back into custody as they've done before, just for a check-in. Intervention came after the same judge ruled Thursday that the Trump administration lacked the legal authority to continue holding Abrego in an immigration detention center. Let's remind you. After Abrego's return to the U.S., the Trump administration detained him and has threatened to send him to multiple African countries and Costa Rica. And we know what he thinks about these countries, right? Respondents serially notified Abrego while he sat in ICE custody of his expulsion to Uganda, then Eswatini, and Ghana. But none of these countries were ever viable options, and at least two had not even been asked to take Abrego before respondents claimed supposed removal to each. Abrego detained during a similar scheduled check-in back in August. Ahead of the check-in, Abrego addressed a crowd of supporters outside the courthouse in Spanish. "I stand before you as a free man. I want you to remember me this way with my head held up high," Abrego said. "I stand here today with my head held up high, and I will continue to fight and stand firm against all the injustices this government has done upon me. Regardless of this administration," Abrego said, "I believe this is a country of laws, and I believe that this injustice will come to an end." Currently fighting new deportation efforts following his wrongful removal to El Salvador in March and subsequent return to the U.S. over the summer. In her Thursday ruling, U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes, Maryland, ordered that Abrego be released from the Moshannon Valley Processing Center in Pennsylvania, citing a lack of a final order of removal for him. His removal cannot be considered reasonably foreseeable, imminent, or consistent with due process, Zinnes wrote in a memo. She continued, since Abrego Garcia's wrongful detention in El Salvador, he has been re-detained again without lawful authority. Friday, she granted a request by his attorneys, which blocks the Trump administration from re-detaining Abrego until she can conduct a hearing on the temporary restraining order his attorneys had filed. Zinnes also reminded the parties of her order from months ago, that says the government must give Abrego 72 hours of written notice if they intend to deport him to another country. So again, he was released 24 hours ago. As of our press time, the Department of Homeland Security criticized the order. "This is naked judicial activism by an Obama-appointed judge," said Tricia McLaughlin, DHS Assistant Secretary. "This order lacks any valid legal basis, and we will continue to fight this tooth and nail in the court." You don't have to. So again, the targeting, Jordan, this "I'll stop at nothing, the king said so, so it is," and a judge having to use almost everything in her toolbox, her legal toolbox, to say, "You better not do this again." And yet they're still saying, "We are going to do it. We're going to keep on doing it."
Yeah. The cruelty is the point here. I mean, I can't get over the fact that they want to, or use even the threat of sending these people to countries they have no connection to whatsoever. I mean, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is originally from El Salvador, and you're threatening to send him to Africa? Why, if not to be deliberately cruel? That's what they're doing. We talked about the conditions in our last story that some of these detainees have to live in. I mean, this is somebody who was denied due process for months, used as an example by the Trump administration. They tried to illegally deport him despite a judge ruling in 2019 that he could stay here because of a reasonable fear of returning to El Salvador. He was fleeing gang violence. That's why he came here. That's why a lot of Salvadorians come here. And we can't also lose sight of the fact that the US helped create that violence they are seeking to flee. Through decades of destabilization in Latin and South America, we have created the influx of migrants into this country that we are now suddenly throwing our hands up and be like, why'd they all come here? Because of us, because of our government. The least we can do is say, all right, you want to escape that violence that we created? Sure, here you go. Just abide by the laws. And he did. And they tried to lie about him. They tried to claim he was a member of MS-13. He wasn't. And we all remember Trump's stupid and embarrassing and humiliating interview with ABC News, where he kept insisting the tattoos on his fingers were MS-13, not recognizing that that was something somebody had done in Photoshop. The guy is a moron, and it's ineptitude from the top down.
Yeah. The only thing worse than a moron is when they're the cruel is the icing. Okay. If he was just a moron, perhaps we could do some things to mitigate his stupidity. But he's not. He's a moron who's in power, and he's incredibly, exceptionally cruel. And as Jordan said, that's the point. And here we have a poster child for that cruelty who is standing up. With the judge's help, he's able to address a crowd of supporters and saying, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to fight to the bitter end.
What up? This is your man, Dr. Rashad Richey. Always good to be with you. Listen, there's a lot going on in this world. I mean, people are losing their damn minds, but you're not. Let's keep the momentum going. We must remain resistant to the insanity that's happening around us. How do we do that? We keep each other informed, we keep each other encouraged, and we say something when it needs to be said. I have no problem doing that because you are my boss. You are. We work in this together. Here's what you can do to make sure we continue to make the impact in your local community. Number one, I want you to consider tapping that like button and even leaving a message. Number two, subscribe to the channel. Number three, if you press that bell icon every time I go live, you are aware of it. And number four, I would love it for you to become a member. Those are the things you can do right now to make sure that this content remains constant and relevant in your local community. And listen, don't forget to tell a friend, all right? I would love it for you to be here with me. There is no me without you. Welcome to Indisputable.